There are certain sounds you never forget. Even years later, you still hear them in your head. For me, it was a voice, a whisper, coming from somewhere inside my room. At first, I thought I imagined it, but then it said my name. This happened about 2 years ago. At the time, I had just moved into a small apartment by myself. It wasn't a bad place. Actually, it was surprisingly cheap for the area. That probably should have been my first warning. The apartment was old, not dirty, just old. The walls creaked at night. The pipes made strange noises sometimes, and the hallway outside always smelled slightly damp. Still, I liked it. It felt quiet, private. For the first month, nothing unusual happened. I went to work, came home, watched TV, slept, normal life. Then one night, something changed. It started with a sound, very soft, so soft, I almost didn't notice it. I was lying in bed scrolling through my phone around midnight. The TV was off. The room was dark except for the light from my screen. And then I heard it, a small tapping sound from inside the closet, just one tap. I looked over immediately. The closet door was closed. Nothing moved. I remember staring at it for a few seconds, waiting for another sound, but nothing happened. I laughed it off. Old apartment, probably pipes or wood settling. I went back to my phone. About 5 minutes later, it happened again. 2 taps this time, slow, deliberate, coming from inside the closet. I muted my phone and listened carefully. Silence, complete silence. I got out of bed slowly, walked over to the closet, and opened it. Nothing inside except clothes and boxes. I checked every corner. Nothing, no animal, no explanation. I closed the door again, feeling stupid for being nervous. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. Over the next few nights, the sounds continued, sometimes tapping, sometimes scratching, always from the closet, and always late at night. I started sleeping with the TV on, just to avoid the silence. One night, while trying to fall asleep, I heard something different, breathing, very faint, coming from the closet. I froze instantly. At first, I thought maybe it was outside, maybe the neighbors, but then I heard it again, closer this time. Slow breathing, inside the room. I sat up in bed, staring at the closet door, and that's when I noticed something. The closet door was slightly open, only by an inch, but I knew I had closed it completely. I always did. I couldn't stop staring at the gap. The darkness inside looked deeper somehow, like the closet was bigger than it should be. I know that sounds stupid, but that's honestly what it felt like. I reached for my phone, turned on the flashlight, and pointed it toward the closet. The breathing stopped immediately. The room became completely silent. I walked over slowly. Every step felt heavier, like my body was warning me not to get closer. I grabbed the handle and pulled the door open. Nothing, again, just clothes, boxes, darkness. But something felt wrong. The air inside the closet felt cold, much colder than the rest of the room. I closed the door quickly and stepped back. That night, I barely slept. The next morning, I noticed scratches on the inside of the closet door. Long scratches, thin, like something sharp had dragged across the wood. I stared at them for a long time, trying to remember if they'd always been there. I don't think they were. That night, I decided to record the sounds. I set my phone on the dresser facing the closet and pressed record before going to bed. Nothing happened for hours. I almost forgot about it. Then around 3 a.m., I woke up suddenly. The room felt freezing cold, and the closet door was open again, wider this time. I could hear breathing, louder now, slow, wet, like someone standing inside the closet, trying not to be heard. I couldn't move. I just stared. And then I heard a whisper, very quiet, almost impossible to hear. But I know exactly what it said. It said my name. My whole body locked up. I felt sick instantly. The voice didn't sound human. It sounded wrong, like multiple voices speaking at once. I grabbed my phone, jumped out of bed, and ran out of the apartment. I sat in my car until sunrise. I didn't care how crazy I looked. I wasn't going back inside alone at night. The next morning, I forced myself to go back in. Everything looked normal again. The closet door was closed. The room was warm, no sounds, nothing strange. For a moment, I almost convinced myself I imagined everything, until I checked my phone recording. The video itself showed nothing unusual, just darkness, but the audio was different. At first, there was silence. Then around the 3-hour mark, you could hear scratching, very faint, then breathing, and finally, a whisper. My name, clear as day, right next to the phone. I moved out 3 days later. I didn't even finish unpacking everything. I just left. And I never listened to that recording again. But sometimes, late at night, I still wake up suddenly, and for a few seconds, I swear I can hear breathing coming from the closet. Some things don't follow you physically. They stay somewhere worse inside your head.